Hey everyone, I'm Nina Zadeh with Sidewalker Daily, and in today's video, we are going to talk about how to grow your LinkedIn connections. Now, as many of you already know, I work with influencers and content creators on their business strategy. I'm all about helping you guys set up your businesses and making them sustainable so that you can actually do this full time. But one of the things I noticed is that a lot of you guys, the influencers and content creators that I work with on private coachings, you guys focus a lot on Instagram. And you guys love TikTok, but I don't see enough conversation happening, at least with the influencers and content creators that I work with, enough around LinkedIn. And now you may be saying, there's too many social media platforms. I have way too much on my plate, and I totally get it. And I also, I always say it's important to pick and stick. But for this video, I wanted to talk about growing your LinkedIn connections because LinkedIn is a great place for those who want brand partnerships. Now, think about it. LinkedIn is a very corporate space, right? It's like where people who are in the corporate world network with one another and they have their resumes up, and it's like a professional networking site. Well, as a content creator or influencer, or anyone really, you really want to be where your clients are. And if you're an influencer who wants to work with brands, chances are the PR executive or the marketing director has a LinkedIn and they're on LinkedIn. But it's important to grow your LinkedIn presence and grow your LinkedIn network so you can get in with people. Because the way LinkedIn works, it's all about connections and growing those connections so that you appear as, a first connection, a second or third. So you may be asking why a large network matters. Well, think about it this way. LinkedIn is basically like a massive search engine, right? So in order to get found, you want to be having first degree connections with people. LinkedIn will show you, like I said, first, second, and third degree. But the more that you're connected with people on LinkedIn, it kind of ranks you up in search and makes you easier to find. And just like any social media platform, LinkedIn is, they have its own algorithm. So by being and having more first degree connections, the algorithm is just going to bump you up in the search so that you're more likely to be found. So my first tip to growing your connections on LinkedIn would be to actually post updates. Bum, bum, bum. It sounds so easy, right? But we don't do it enough. I think that posting updates, just like any other social media platform, you want to make sure they are valuable. You want to make sure they either have a call to action or that you're contributing in a meaningful way. So this is now going to be hopefully a part of your routine to start developing some sort of LinkedIn strategy to post more updates on the actual space. This leads into my second tip, which is engaging with other people's updates. Now think about the mindset. Like LinkedIn is very different. Like you're in a different headspace than if you are Instagram or a leisure platform, because LinkedIn isn't really leisure, right? Like when you're on LinkedIn, it's for business, it's to network. Whereas Instagram, you just may be like passively scrolling on your phone, while you're in bed. But LinkedIn is a more active mindset. So by engaging with people on LinkedIn, I feel like it has, I don't want to say like more power, but it definitely makes you stand out and people will probably click to like see who you are and investigate you. Now, the third way that I think that you can grow your LinkedIn following is by actually just letting people know that you're on LinkedIn. You can do this by adding it to your email signature. You can actually add it to your Instagram, to your stories, on other social media platforms. And by just sometimes letting people know and giving them a link, this is an amazing way to kind of start putting yourself out there that like, hey, you're on LinkedIn and you're open and looking for networking. And definitely take advantage of creating a unique URL for yourself. So it can be like linkedin.com/your name or your brand name, because this is just like an easy click and an easy link that you can send to people to get them to click. Another tip I love for LinkedIn is to personalize your connection request. When you're adding someone on LinkedIn, you're going to want to say like, how did you meet? Or why should you guys like connect? Maybe it's something like we have a mutual connection, or we met at this conference, or I don't know, you have something on their profile like you went to the same school, alma mater, or you worked at the same place. Again, it's up to you guys to find those commonalities, but you really want to personalize your requests. This is not like Instagram, guys. You don't just follow someone. You have to send a request to connect. So the process needs to be a little bit more strategic when you're sending out those requests, and it's always important to personalize them so it feels like there's someone at the other end versus just sending the requests. Another tip is to add keywords to your profile. This is going to help you grow your platform, grow your connections, because you're going to be easily more searched and found. So how can you do this? You can do this in your headline, in your summary, in your experience. You're going to want to put terms that people are actually searching. So if you are a travel content creator, maybe just put that, travel content creator, versus maybe director of partnerships or director of photography. Like, you're going to want to make sure that whatever keyword that you're putting into your profile fits you so that people can actually find you. And that kind of goes back to my first tip, is to making sure that you have more connections with people so that the algorithm bumps you up, but you're also using keywords to optimize your profile. So another tip I absolutely love is to leverage your connections. So whether you guys are in the same networking group or same LinkedIn group or have similar connection, whatever it is, leverage those when building. So that way when you're messaging people, you're like, oh, we're both part of this group, or we both have so-and-so in common. And this is what makes LinkedIn so special. It makes everyone a warm lead. It makes the pitching just so much easier. And in fact, I actually had a guest speaker come as part of our group coaching series, and the guest speaker told me that, like, when she's on LinkedIn, she's almost just more open to receiving requests. She works on the brand side, she's on the PR side, she's the one that like people pitch to. She's like, I don't know, there's just something about being on LinkedIn and getting requests and seeing that I have a common person together, linked together, that makes me feel different than if I get like an email pitch. So it's something to consider when you're reaching out to brands, how being on LinkedIn makes a cold lead a warm one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video on LinkedIn and how to grow your connections. I absolutely love working with you guys on your business strategies and helping you be the best business owner possible. So if you'd like to work with me, you can either via group coaching or private coaching. I'll link both below, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video.